What's up, Joe fans? In today's episode, we're packed and stacked with a lot of brand new insight about G.I. Joe Classified. Is Hasbro actually going to end the G.I. Joe Classified series? What unannounced G.I. Joe Classified figure do we now have confirmation of? What secret details are hidden on Crystal Ball? Why is there now reason for concern about the Cobra snake armor? And what new details can we share about the Cobra Claw? We've got answers on all of that and a lot more. Watch until the end. You'll want to hear all of the brand new updates and insight from the G.I. Joe Classified team. Let's get into it. First up, last month, Viper Island broke the story, detailing a special Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack featuring Mercer and a Warthog version of Sergeant Slaughter. And now we have the first image of Mercer's parts, providing visual confirmation of what we already knew. Once again, our reporting stands. Viper Island viewers already knew about this a month ago. And let's be clear, this is not just Mercer, it's the original Mercer, straight out of G.I. Joe the movie. The vest overlay confirms it. No revisionist takes, no Skybound Comics version just yet, no modernized redesigns, just the classic Mercer that fans have been waiting for. This is just the latest in a string of major reveals Viper Island has broken the news on, including the Cobra Rattler, Heavy Duty, Metalhead, Barbecue, Dr. Mindbender, Sergeant Slaughter, Iron Grenadier Bat, Mad Marauder's Sergeant Slaughter, and Xandar. Now, add Mercer and Warthog Sergeant Slaughter to the list. Let's pull back the curtain on how we first learned about Mercer coming to G.I. Joe Classified. Our reporting process is built on accuracy and reliability. We do not rush to report rumors. Instead, we wait until we have a strong confirmation and enough details to ensure that what we share is credible at the time of filming. And as we all know, plans can and have changed before a figure is officially announced by Hasbro. And Hasbro's delayed and canceled figures along the way, so it's often best to just wait for as many details as possible before reporting anything. We first learned about Mercer joining Classified roughly 6 months ago. And since then, we put in the work to find out enough details to share this news with G.I. Joe fans around the world. Our timeline for Mercer's inclusion in the Classified series demonstrates this approach. Roughly 6 months ago, on September 28th, we first received word from a contact we trust that Mercer was coming to Classified. On November 5th, we learned Mercer was part of a 2-pack with the Warthog version of Sergeant Slaughter. Fast forward to January 2nd, 2025. We confirmed with our contact that the 2-pack was planned for later in the year with no vehicle included, and that it might be a convention exclusive. Then came February 8th. We confirmed that Mercer would be the classic 1987 version, with no attachment to Taurus or Red Dog. Then 4 days later on February 12th, we officially broke the news on an episode of the Weekly Review that Mercer was coming to Classified as part of a 2-pack with Warthog Sergeant Slaughter, and that it might be a convention exclusive, but that's not yet confirmed. And then finally we come to March 6th, when a prototype image of Mercer's vest surfaced online, validating all of our reporting and allowing everyone else to catch up. We first learned about Mercer almost 6 months ago in September and didn't break the news until early February. We held off on sharing this until we had enough details and until we knew that Mercer was a sure thing. We currently have a list of some unannounced figures, and when we feel confident enough in what we've learned, we'll end up sharing those details as well. This journalistic-based approach shows the importance of ensuring that every report is backed by solid information before it is shared with the community. We don't rush to share everything we're told the moment we find out. And most of the time, we prefer to share spoilers only after they've been confirmed by more than one contact. And often, that can take time. As evidenced by our solid track record, this careful approach brings the best and most trustworthy results. So what's next? Could Mercer be announced as a name-only reveal during Hasbro's March 18th live stream? We can tell you, it's a strong possibility. But as always with Hasbro, logic doesn't always apply. Sometimes major exclusives drop at 4 in the morning. What we do know, the Mercer and Sergeant Slaughter 2-pack is happening. And after this, only a few more exclusives remain for the 2025 lineup. If you're excited about Mercer, sound off in the comments below. Let's find out how many fans of the Renegades there are. And if you're excited about this Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer 2-pack, how excited are you for the eventual debut of the other Renegades, Taurus and Red Dog? Let us know in the comments below. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, mark your calendars. Crystal Ball goes up for pre-order on Thursday, March 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern via Walmart's CollectorCon. The real question, whether Hasbro will bother to properly alert collectors before it sells out. It's important to note, since not everyone is aware of this. Not every G.I. Joe fan is plugged into online forums, social media groups, or influencer updates, nor do they need to. Marketing these products is Hasbro's responsibility, not the community's. But history suggests that collectors will once again be left scrambling when Crystal Ball goes up for pre-order. Case in point, Mass Device Breaker. Earlier this week, Hasbro failed to send email notifications until hours after it was already gone. When the figure sold out, what's the point? And we heard from a lot of G.I. Joe fans that this happened to them. Will Hasbro repeat that mistake? Let's be honest, probably. Stay tuned to Viper Island. We'll have pre-order links the moment Crystal Ball goes live. We're also anticipating the Night Force 2-pack of Beachhead and Quick Kick to drop the same day. Now let's really get into Crystal Ball here. And we have insight from the Hasbro team themselves. Lenny said Crystal Ball's green accessories are not glow-in-the-dark. They're just green. He said Crystal Ball is using Cobra's tech to make his victims think that he's turned into a monster. Lenny said the alternate head with the Cthulhu design also doubles as a pet. Although, let's be honest, that's a bit of a stretch. It's just a Cthulhu mask with tentacles. There's no reason to oversell it as something it's clearly not. Lenny admitted that the green medallion for Crystal Ball's shield really serves no purpose. You can use it on the shield or not. He didn't explain its purpose and instead suggested that people can even just carry it around in their pocket? Yes, this is something he said. It's a green molded part of the same skull and snakes design on the shield itself. And he said that the Crystal Ball looking accessory is a screaming skull. Once again, none of the green parts glow in the dark. As longtime viewers know, I'm a big fan of Crystal Ball. He's been on every single one of my wish lists, and I was hoping that Hasbro would take a serious run at making Crystal Ball as detailed and deluxe as possible. We offer constructive criticism to Hasbro when they stray too far off the path, but in this case, we're giving them credit. This Crystal Ball is more than I expected, and he's just as detailed as I was hoping for. And even better, according to Lenny himself, we even get a pet with Crystal Ball. Let us know in the comments where you think Crystal Ball's pet ranks out of all the classified animals. It's gotta be high up there. Now, some Crystal Ball promo shots include a blurred out figure in the background. Naturally, speculation is rampant amongst G.I. Joe fans. Is it Night Viper? Firefly? We've all seen this game before. In the Nemesis Mortal reveal, a dark silhouette of a figure stood in the distance. That turned out to be Crystal Ball, cleverly positioned as a callback to G.I. Joe the movie, where royal guards lurked in the background. But here's the key takeaway. Not every background figure means something. A recent promo image for Leatherneck featured a blurry figure in the background. Fans speculated, theories ran wild, and we even took a stab at guessing who it might be. But the truth? It was just a retro Cobra Trooper that the Hasbro team had sitting nearby during the photo shoot. No secret reveals, no grand hints, just an extra figure placed in the frame. As the saying goes, knowing is half the battle. So, is the figure behind Crystal Ball a hidden teaser? Or just another case of overanalyzing a random placement? Time will tell. But for now, take any speculation with a grain of salt, and let's appreciate how amazing Crystal Ball looks. And while we're on the topic, as we understand, Night Viper is expected in an upcoming standard wave. And for the last 2 years, Dex and I have maintained that Night Viper belongs in Walmart's lineup as the perfect adversary for G.I. Joe's Night Force squad. Just hear me out. It makes sense. Night Vipers are Cobra's elite nocturnal fighters, trained to operate in total darkness. But historically, they've had zero connection to Crystal Ball. So if this background figure turns out to be Night Viper, it's pure coincidence, not a calculated connection. And at the moment, with what we know, there's no reason to assume that Night Viper will be part of the Walmart lineup just yet. The bottom line, enjoy the speculation, but don't overthink it. Sometimes a blurry figure is just that, a blurry figure. Next, is Hasbro stopping toy production? This is a question that we keep getting, so let's put this one to bed right now. No, Hasbro is not stopping toy production entirely, but they are producing fewer toys and shifting their focus towards gaming. Some of their toy brands, like Power Rangers, will now be made by other companies under license. while others, like Transformers, are seeing reduced production runs. Hasbro is leaning heavily into video games, betting $1 billion on game development as a major part of their future strategy. This means fewer toys will be made overall, but Hasbro will still manufacture select toy lines just at a smaller scale. The good news for G.I. Joe collectors is that Hasbro's indicated in a recent release that Marvel and G.I. Joe will be two of their main toy brands that continue to receive considerable focus going forward. Next, let's talk about the Night Force 2-pack. The Night Force 2-pack featuring Beachhead and Quick Kick was unveiled at the New York Toy Fair, and let's just say, it's raising more than a few eyebrows. Right off the bat, Quick Kick looks drastically different from his classic counterpart. Hasbro appears to have repurposed the thicker copperhead torso, giving him an unexpectedly bulked up physique. While some collectors may appreciate the added muscle, it's an odd choice for a character known for his agility and martial arts mastery. Let us know your thoughts on the Night Force Quick Kick. Is this what you would have wanted, or did it catch you by surprise? And then there's Beachhead, a figure that should have been a slam dunk. The retro Beachhead was widely praised, meaning Hasbro already had the blueprint for success. A proper Night Force Beachhead should have been a seamless follow-up, dark tactical tones, his signature balaclava, and the right gear for covert ops. Instead, we get this. Hasbro's baffling color choices include a bright green shirt, green overlay vest, and a black balaclava, clashing hard with his gray, black, and white digital camo pants, topped off with brown boots, a belt, and holsters. The end result, a figure that looks like someone blindly picked colors from a random palette. The big question here, what happened to Night Force's cohesion? The Night Force sub-team originally stood out as one of the most exciting and cohesive themes in the G.I. Joe Classified series. Early releases like Big Ben, Tunnel Rat, Shockwave, Shooter, and Wolf Spider, who is a Beachhead repaint, all shared a consistent aesthetic, dark, gritty, and uniform in style. Then things took a turn. Falcon and Quarrel were introduced, and neither one fit the established Night Force identity. Quarrel in particular looks completely out of place. And then two of the HasLab Dragonfly stretch goals, Night Force Ripcord and Night Force Crazy Legs, abandoned the Night Force look entirely, going full Black Ops. Likely a cost-cutting measure for a crowdfunding project that already charged collectors $300. Now, with Beachhead and Quick Kick, the confusion continues. Hasbro's thrown bright greens, reds, and jarring paint apps into the mix, shattering any semblance of consistency. And let's talk about Quick Kick's mask. The misaligned red eyebrows and jaw piece make for one of the sloppiest paint jobs we've seen in the line so far. At this point, it's hard to ignore the downward spiral of the Night Force theme, and it pains me to say that because I've been a very outspoken Night Force supporter who has praised Hasbro for the work they've done with this sub-team. Hasbro had a clear vision at the start, but recent releases feel random, inconsistent, and rushed. So what do you think? Is Hasbro dropping the ball on Night Force? Are these color choices a deal breaker for you? And should Night Force return to its original dark and tactical aesthetic? Sound off in the comments and let's discuss this. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, we're going to talk about the Cobra Snake Armor. Hasbro's Lenny Panzica recently stated that the Cobra Valkyries are the best fit for the Cobra Snake Armor, even though standard-sized figures like Duke and Cobra Troopers can also fit inside. However, he said that larger figures like Road Pig won't make the cut. Some people might have already glossed over this, but this raises a question. Why is Hasbro's lead designer specifically recommending one of the smallest figures in the Classified series for piloting the Snake Armor? The Valkyries are noticeably slimmer than most standard figures, so if Duke and the Troopers fit just fine, why single out the Valkyries? Is there something Hasbro is not telling us about how well standard figures actually fit inside the Cobra Snake Armor? Could this be an early sign of future size limitations for vehicles and accessories? And again, why would Lenny go out of his way to recommend that collectors use the Cobra Valkyries inside the Cobra Snake Armor over any other figure? We want to hear from you. Are you concerned about the sizing inside the Cobra Snake Armor? Are we being lied to about how well some figures fit inside the Snake Armor? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's dig deeper into what this really means for the future of the Classified series compatibility. Next, let's talk about the Cobra Claw. Lenny said the largest figure that will fit in the Cobra Claw is the Roadblock body mold, which also includes other figures like Sergeant Slaughter and Naugahyde. Road Pig, Serpentor, and Nemesis Immortal will not fit. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. and we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!